Well, welcome into an emergency edition of Off the Leash on a beautiful June 1st, Monday afternoon in Cleveland. I'm Leah Doherty, joined with Mark Schwab, former Cleveland Brown Reggie Langhorne. Thank you for coming in, by the way.
Thanks for having me. Nice to be here with you guys on this nice Monday afternoon.
Yeah, and we have our boots on the ground, Ashley Holder, who's been covering the crazy story all day of the Browns trading Myles Garrett to the Rams. Insane. I just want to do a little round robin, go around and get y'all's instant reaction. So, Reggie, we can start with you. Your thoughts on the trade?
I've been in a funeral most of the morning, and then I got a phone call from a buddy, and he says Myles Garrett just got traded. So I was like, whoa, what did we get? That was the first thing I asked, what did we get back? And you tell me we get a first rounder, we get Verse, who's a pretty good ball player, but at the same time, we're giving up a guy who's been Defensive Player of the Year and led the league in sacks in 2 years and still has some gas in the tank. To me, the trade feels just a little bit light. Like I need more depth to it.
And the Browns sent an official release. So the Browns received defensive end Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, 2028 second-round pick, 2029 third-round pick. Schwab, I know you're not happy with this.
No, I'm exactly what Reg said. They didn't get enough. When I saw the offer come in, a Verse and a first, and you see the graphics on your social media feed, I looked at it and I said, where's the rest? This is less than the Cowboys got for Micah Parsons. They got 2 firsts and Kenny Clark, who was a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. The Browns paid 3 firsts for Deshaun Watson. Myles Garrett is a better defensive end than Deshaun Watson was quarterback, and that's when Watson was a top 5 quarterback in the league. If this were a situation where they were going to lose him and get nothing, I understand. You do the best you could. But they did not have to do this. 3 years under contract. He's not going to hold out. That's a joke. Call that bluff every day. Reg, I want to know from your perspective, if you're a fellow player in that locker room, how does this hit?
To me, it's though, let's wait till next year or the year after. Let's see how all the marbles come into play. Myles Garrett was a fixture on his football team in this city. There are going to be a lot of people who are quite disappointed that he is the best player on the football team and yet won't be on the football team. Now, Verse may come in and do a great job, but he will not be Myles Garrett. And the unfortunate part is we don't know what 27 brings us. If the Rams finish 28, 29, as far as the playoffs next year.
That's a late pick.
That's a late pick, so it means nothing. If we're fighting for a new quarterback for 27 or 28, we still got time to work on it. But, man, don't we have a quarterback? We paid a lot of quarterbacks in our locker room.
There's got to be one
last
in there.
year. We got 4 this year. I mean, why are we doing so horrible at quarterback when we got all these people coming in to play quarterback?
They don't have one now. We got Ashley, too. I jumped in. I didn't mean to cover her.
No, y'all are totally good. I want to go out to Ashley because, Ashley, you were at a Browns charity event earlier today where you got to speak with both Todd Monken and Andrew Berry. So talk to us a little bit about what they had to say today.
Well, first, I definitely agree with what Reggie and Mark said, but I feel like they're looking at Verse as a first-round pick, and in their mind, that's maybe their 2 first-round picks is the way that I kind of see that they're looking at that. But it was very awkward today because as soon as we talked to head coach Todd Monken, they asked him about, what was going on with Myles. Did they expect him to be on the team? Because by that point, a lot of the trade rumors at that point were out on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot, or X, whatever we're calling it today. And Todd just really was like, well, I mean, he's like any other player. I mean, they look at the roster every day. We'll see if he's on the team. Not really sure. Like, he just did not seem certain about Myles. And then the next question was, is he expected to be at minicamp next week? And it was like, well, I guess we'll see. You could tell that they just didn't know anything was going on. But remember, Myles has not even met Todd in person, nor has he met Rutenberg in person either. There's only been a couple of text exchange. I just think at this point, after Schwartz was not promoted, I think Myles was like, look, I don't want to rebuild. There's only 8 wins in the last 2 years. Good for him, man. While it may not be the best for the Browns, great for him. Like, why waste your youth playing for the Browns if they're not going to go anywhere? This guy has the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl next year. Great for him. I'm super excited for him. There's a lot of guys that we see that just spend 10, 15 years somewhere. They never go anywhere. This guy's been to the playoff twice. Good riddance. Let him have his fun.
Well, and I agree too that you don't necessarily want someone that doesn't want to be here, right? And isn't excited about your new head coach. I did think it was interesting, Ashley, though, because I saw some sound bites from Todd Monken, and he said, well, I was never guaranteed that Myles Garrett was going to be on this roster when I took the job. But when he did take the job, and we did talk to him about it, he said a big reason he took the job was Myles Garrett. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, Ashley.
Yeah, it was, but you could very much tell that it took a while for Todd to get out here. So you could tell that PR and whoever was needing to kind of, start prepping him for those questions that were coming. Obviously, these talks happened, a couple of days ago, if not a week ago, and they knew that this was going to happen. It was just about when this was going to be, dropped. And D. Haslam actually came out, talked to all of the media before Todd Monken had came out, kind of just, talking to everyone, saying like, hey, what's going on? Like, getting a feel in the air. And then we actually saw her afterwards. And I was like, so where did that come from? And she literally just drove off in her golf cart, didn't even say anything else. And then also I saw Todd Monken in the hallway not too long ago, maybe 5 minutes ago. He was smiling. He was bubbly. He came up to me, gave me a high five. He's like, man, what a day. I'm ready. I'm psyched. I'm thinking, dude, y'all just traded Myles Garrett. All right. But he was in great spirits. The guy wasn't down. And I don't know. I can't read this team. I don't know what's going on at this point. I thought they were here for golf. We're here for something else.
That's how it always goes with the Browns, though. They keep you on your toes. It is interesting because I feel like Todd is a very no-nonsense guy, to where if you have someone that doesn't want to be here, he's probably like, all right, goodbye. Like, we don't need you here.
I get it, and I get the fact that he hasn't really spent any time with Myles and all of the things that went down with Jim Schwartz not getting an opportunity to be the head coach, and Myles was disappointed in that. And you got to realize he wanted out last year. So I don't even think he's ever been back in love with this whole organization ever since last year, and this is a way out. And if he gets an opportunity to go play out in L.A. for the Rams, who's a contender this stage of his career, and make his money, I mean, it's a good shot for him. But at the same time, the people of Cleveland, the dog pound, and all those other things still have our hands up like, hey, what's going on? We got a new head coach. You know anything really about our head coach? Tell me something that you know about him other than that he got hired as the head coach. I don't know what the defensive coordinator guy is. Offensive coordinator guy. Just some more names. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I still don't know what we've got, and it's going to be the same way when training camp starts. All the question marks.
Reg, let me just set you up here. Try to make sense of this timing for me. Last year, he requested a trade, and the Browns, absolutely not. We're not trading you. In fact, we're going to sign you to a 4-year extension, pay you $40 million per year. Then we're going to wait a year. Then we're going to trade you. That makes no sense.
Zero.
And this isn't going to clarify anything for any of us, but we do have statements from Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam, which, Schwab, I'm going to read to you, and then you're gonna make sense of all this for us.
Wait.
Andrew Berry said, we have long taken the stance that our goal was for Myles Garrett to be a one-helmet player for his entire career. After rewriting the record books and representing our organization with excellence, we were sincere in that desire as we entered the offseason. We did not envision a world where Myles was not a Cleveland Brown. When the Rams first approached us with the possibility of trading Myles, we remained convicted in our position, but as discussions intensified, we were stuck at a legitimate crossroads. Mark has his hands over his head right now. Do we hold on to a truly generational player who has become the identity of our team, or do we make the difficult decision that we think is best for the team in the long run? This is a very long statement, so I'm going to sum it up at the end. There's one line here. However, as we embark on a new era of Browns football with a young core and a replenished asset base, we felt this move was important to our transition.
I'm exhausted.
This is so much.
And that was only like a fourth of it that I read.
There's so much corporate jargon in that statement. Listen, this is what it boils down to for me. The gap between Jared Verse and Myles Garrett is significantly wider than a late first-round pick. And if you're going to come to me and say they got a second,
even
the third,
if it was two first-round
that's
picks,
laughable.
Or
right.
anything.
But at least if you had got 2 firsts and Verse, I can at least hear the argument then of you're never actually going to get fair market value for Myles Garrett. I will concede that. You could do better. This is stupid. It's not a situation where it's like you got to get rid of him or you're going to get nothing. He's here for 3 years. He didn't have to do this.
Why do you feel like they could not get fair market value for Myles?
Some player. I mean, what is fair market value to Pat Mahomes for the Chiefs? I mean, you can say I'll give you 5 firsts. Honestly, it's not enough. There's some players you can't get enough for, but Jared Verse is a nice player. He's not a late first away from Myles Garrett. If he were a late first pick away from Myles Garrett, the Rams would have kept him. Kept the first-round pick and the cap space and used those assets in other places. This is a massive upgrade for the Rams. If I'm a Rams fan, I am day drinking. I am leaving work and finding a party and hitting it. If I'm Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson, I'm sitting in my mansion in Cincinnati and Baltimore and laughing my hind parts off that I don't have to deal with this guy again.
And Jimmy Haslam in his statement said they met with Myles on Saturday.
Yep.
So I don't know when this was officially done, but we do know that he met with him on Saturday and said, we're grateful. He'll always be a Cleveland Brown.
I will bet you money that Myles didn't give him any indication that he needed to be here. like he would die to stay here. I'm open to anything you guys have to offer because in reality, we're not going anywhere here. And that's the problem that bothers me. They've got to sell us now on what this year's going to be. Season ticket holders, what is this year going to be? Why are we coming down there? Now you're trading away our best player. The one thing that we do get excitement off, even though we lose, we get to see a guy make 5 sacks in a game. That's historic. What's going to be historic this year?
Let me ask you something, because Garrett is one of those players in the run-up to the game. He is the entire conversation of that other team. He's in the press conference. He's got the big red circle. Jared Verse, nice player, not that.
Not yet.
How much worse is this defense as an overall unit because one guy is no longer here?
Myles Garrett gets to the quarterback faster than anyone in the National Football League, which means that our safeties and corners don't have to cover as long. If that is a factor, and that 1 or 2 seconds can change the complexity of our whole defensive stance in the secondary.
I want to get out to Ashley. Ashley, I know you were jumping in with something out there.
Yeah, Mark was yapping. I couldn't get in there. I'm just
shocking.
But no, I just want to say this. We talked about what, possibly how some of the players have felt. I will tell you right now, I had a couple of players, 2 specifically who I will not name, that have texted me and said, getting drunk. That's it. I think that's pretty simple of what we know of how they feel.
Well, and what I was saying to Reggie and Mark, too, when I got into the office was I just feel like we're missing something. Something doesn't seem to make sense. Like Ashley had mentioned, things couldn't be better for Myles Garrett. Like, this is a great deal. He gets out. He actually has a chance to go and get a ring. Like, things are coming up roses for him. Could not be any better. For the Browns, it just doesn't make sense. You talk about not being able to get fair market value, but my goodness, I mean, 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. It's just...
You can get better. I don't know why you can't get better than this.
That's what I just don't understand. I'm like, what are we missing here? And you had said when you did your instant reaction that we posted on our Instagram, the only way they win this trade is if it's one of those future first-round picks, like if you just get a generational player and that somehow just kind of pans out for you.
You got to bump into like the Ravens getting Lamar at the end of the first round, or something ludicrous like that. I mean, Jared Verse will be a good player. He's never going to be what Myles Garrett will be. Here's the other thing. People are saying, well, now you got that extra first to go get that quarterback next year. Do you have any idea how many assumptions you are blindly making to make that point, and how many things that have to go right that are completely out of your control? This might easily be another 1 quarterback draft. Say it's Arch Manning. Say whoever it is.
Right.
Probably
if you're late first round.
If you're not getting to 1 because you can dangle a late first round.
For a team that's in the bottom of the heap in the National Football League and ranking, it's surprising that they make so many chess pieces. They make chess moves. The Deshaun Watson was a chess move. Didn't work. They got another problem with this trade also.
Well, and they talk about... Oh, go ahead, Ashley. Go ahead.
I just think at the end of the day, too, if someone doesn't want to be there, if they had a conversation with Myles, we don't even know what Myles said. And if they were okay with trading him for this, at the end of the day, he doesn't want to be here. He already asked for the trade. Then, like Mark said, the extension came. Then now he's back. The guy doesn't want to be here. If he doesn't want to be here, then you do have to let him go, whether it's now, whether it's later, and take the deal of what you can get now. The guy could go out there next year, tear his ACL. Now you get nothing for him. Who knows? I'm just saying, if he doesn't want to be here, then you should let him go. And I think that Myles probably did tell them he doesn't want to be there. His whole agency is in LA. His agent is in LA. His girlfriend is from LA. He wants to be in LA. Let the man go to LA. I mean, I just think it makes more sense for him. And at that point, it's like you're going to have to cut the ties with him at some point. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be in a rebuild and only go to the playoffs twice in his career. I don't blame the guy at all.
There's 2 different kinds of guys that don't want to be here. One that performs like he doesn't want to be here. Myles Garrett's not that guy. He may not want to be here, but you see what he did last year, even after not wanting to be here.
Exactly.
So the guy will play. He won't get embarrassed. He knows his name is on the line, and that is his ego speaking, and trust me, he rides on that ego.
100%, and I understand him wanting to leave. I understand the Browns trading him. I'm just shocked with what they got in return, and now trying to spin it as this was a good move for our future, but we had talked about previously is, well, how do we get better right now? Maybe in the future this could pan out, but they're not any better right now.
This is the part I don't get. If you're talking about, he said transition.
Never been able to get that either.
Go ahead, Ash.
What were you saying, Ash?
But I was just going to Leah. I feel like nothing would have ever made anyone happy at this point either, though. Even if they would have got 6 first round, to your point,
happy with that.
Yeah, six is a big number, Ash.
I'm just I'm being dramatic. I'm just saying that it still wouldn't have helped them now, though. You know what I mean? So still next season still would have been up in the air for them regardless.
What I don't get is
Myles is so good. It's not going to matter anyways. Like you'll never get what you feel you deserve for him.
What I don't get about this whole talk, if he doesn't want to be in a rebuild, and Ashley's certainly not the only one that's saying that, they're not in a rebuild. If you're in a rebuild, you trade Denzel Ward a year ago. You trade Myles a year ago. You trade Grant Delpit. You don't sign all these guys in free agency to beef up your offensive line. Those are moves that say we are trying to win now. Those are not moves that say, hey, we're going to try to tank and get terrible. You trade all of your best players at that point, and you don't invest much in free agency. They're not acting, other than this move, they're not acting like they're going into a rebuild. I want to know what transition Andrew Berry is talking about. Transition to what?
And the good thing was going on that last year they actually had 5 rookies on the field starting at one time.
Yeah,
made everyone excited. Fans were excited. They loved the rookie class. How great they did as drafting those guys. This year, another good draft. Everyone's excited. Only thing we want to do is figure out the quarterback thing, and we're going to attack the field. And now you have this. This is a major setback. Whether it works out or not, because we won't know unless Verse gets 20 sacks next year. Outside of that, it's an L.
Wouldn't that be something? We'll go around and do final thoughts because we'll go much more into all of this tomorrow. But Ashley, I know there's a chance Andrew Berry could speak tomorrow, but just going out to you and getting your final thoughts, Ashley.
Yeah, I think he is supposed to talk right now. It's tentatively he's supposed to talk around 10 a.m. and that's if the deal is completely finalized tonight. If it's not, then this will be pushed back. But, I'm happy for Myles, good for Myles. And I just want to say the reason why that they probably felt good about doing this, Mark, because they have a 5th-round pick that's not truly a 5th-round pick, and he made $17.5 million. And they said, you know what, buddy, this is the future and the face of this franchise, and his name is Shedeur Sanders. And that is all I have to say, and I got to go.
Mark, well, I guess we'll bounce to you then, final
If
thoughts.
that's the case, then that's actually worse, because if Shedeur Sanders is the answer, that means his team is Super Bowl ready to win right now, with including Myles Garrett, and they blew it up by trading Myles Garrett. So if that's the case, that's actually worse. I don't understand the timing of this. He signed for 3 years. I don't care if he doesn't want to be here. Call his bluff. Tell him to sit home for $40 million a year. I want to see that. This is absurd.
And going off what Reggie said, there's no way he would do that because of his pride. But I'll go to you for your
he's
final
got too many
thoughts.
stats going in the National Football League. He knows that his time is going to be listed at some point. He's got to shut it down, and he wants all he can get of it. But the bottom line is we have a new head coach, new coordinators on both sides. Quarterback is undetermined. They got rid of your best defensive players. I don't know what season ticket holders are going to feel like. I don't know what's going to be the future for this football team, and it's kind of disappointing because we seem to never have anything to grab a hold on to start the season. We're always so disillusioned of what might be, what could be next year, 27, 28. And it's sad for the city. It's sad for the team. And unfortunately, the organization has put us in these situations.
Well, we certainly know next season the Browns are going to look a whole lot different. We don't know if that's for the better, for the worse, but
who knows?
To be determined.
Who knows?
To be determined at the moment. Ashley, Reggie, Mark, thank you guys for joining us for this emergency edition of Off the Leash. We will be back at it again tomorrow at our usual time, hopefully after an Andrew Berry podcast. So thanks for joining us.